I also rise to update this Honourable House on the work that the Ministry of Home Affairs has pursued to modernise Bermuda's landlord and tenant laws. This fulfills the 2025 Throne Speech commitment to complete amendments to the Landlord and Tenant Act to deliver fair, transparent, and affordable housing. Madam Acting Speaker, for 50 years, our rental market has operated under two outdated statutes: the Landlord and Tenant Act 1974 and the Rent Increases Domestic Premises Control Act 1978. Candidly, Madam Acting Speaker, these laws were enacted and served a different era and not reflective of modern time. Challenges include fragmentation, duplication, and inconsistency. Clear limits on deposits or late fees are practical imperfections and further fail to effectively remedy ongoing challenges of enforceable repair obligations and do not adequately prohibit harassment or unlawful eviction. Dispute resolution through the existing framework relies on the Magistrates Court, which is often costly, time-consuming, adversarial, and difficult to access. Madam Acting Speaker, consistent with our mandate to reduce the cost of living and strengthen security, the Ministry has advanced a consultative draft that seeks to repeal and replace both acts with a single modern framework. The Ministry's intention is to eliminate redundancy, ensure consistency, strengthen enforcement, and promote fairness and accountability for both landlords and tenants. This reform is a core element of the government's affordability agenda and honors our platform pledge to finalize landlord and tenant amendments in support of positive rental relationships and protect compliant parties. Madam Acting Speaker, the proposed Landlord and Tenant Bill 2025 would, among other measures, set a streamlined, consistent regime for security deposits and late fees, establish clear timelines and procedures for repair and terminations, prohibit harassment, lockouts, and unlawful evictions, create specialist tribunal to deliver fast, less costly, and less adversarial outcomes, and address rent arrears through a process capable of quickly resolving cases compared to the current average of 6 months. Madam Acting Speaker, this reform seeks balance. Landlords would benefit from clearer obligations, efficient enforcement, and reduced risks. Tenants would equally gain protection from unfair practices and timely recourse when issues arise. Together, the intention is to restore confidence in a system that sometimes and too often fails to deliver prompt and practical justice. Madam Acting Speaker, between the 24th of September and the 31st of October of this year, the Ministry has conducted inclusive consultation. We have engaged the Bar Council, landlords, tenants, advocacy groups, commercial property owners, conveyancing attorneys, corporations, and public agencies. Submissions were received through the Government Citizens Forum and also hosted a virtual feedback forum and direct correspondence to the Ministry. A summary of findings will be published in November of this year to inform final policy and legislative drafting ahead of tabling. The Landlord and Tenant Bill 2025 further supports the government's efforts to address housing access and to further seek to support increased supply and amicable tenancies. Madam Acting Speaker, in the coming weeks, the Ministry will review and refine and incorporate the recommendations received and continue engagement with stakeholders. Consultation does not end with this update. We will bring forward a bill we will not bring forward a bill that fails to solve the problems identified. We will keep working until the final legislation reflects the progress of the public so desperately desires. Madam Acting Speaker, through this reform, we act on the voices of Bermudians. We will ensure that the landlord and tenant laws reflect our shared values of equity, accountability, and respect. Success will be measured by advancing a modern legislation underpinned by a fairness framework and improves on access to justice and supports everyone who rents a home, provides a home, and calls Bermuda home. Thank you, Madam Acting Speaker.